Yeah.
Welcome to Get a Life Astrology with TMZ. Thank you, Zane, for being my camera girl today.
Hi.
I'm in Montgomery County in Silver Spring where we are manifesting a new home. Speaking of new homes, we have a grand finale bringing it home of the Uranus and Saturn square this week. So I'm going to talk loud because this water is probably a little loud. I'm by a dam. Again, we're off of 29 Colesville Road in Silver Spring, Maryland, right outside of uptown DC.
Yep.
All right. So between at the 18th degree of Saturn and Uranus, not around the same minutes, they are both in retrograde. This is the last. This is the fourth and final, the last of the Uranus and Saturn square that's been happening since 2021. The first one was back at 7 degrees. Both were direct. They're now both retrograde, but both were direct in between January and February of 2021. Because they're both direct, they were more assertive and they were more determined. So Saturn being the planet of responsibility and Uranus being the planet of rebellion. We had the second square at 13 degrees in June of 2021 when we had the second square. It was Saturn retrograde and Uranus was direct. So Uranus was more stronger and dominant in its actions and its rebellion. We'll have to go back and I'll probably put across, hopefully in the screen, what things were happening during these times. I know at the beginning of 2021 was the resurrection at the Capitol. Staged event in my opinion. In the middle of 2021, I believe, was when they started doing more vaccines. So Uranus was stronger because Uranus has to do with technology and like unexplainable change. That's the word I'm trying to use.
Yes.
It's different. Uranus is different. Rules Aquarius in Taurus. So it's shaking up what we value and how we look at our beauty and all things Venus. Third square was at 11 degrees in 2021 of December. I know our world was shaken up because we were down in Atlanta trying to get back to DC. You remember that, Zane?
Yes.
Saturn was direct and Uranus was retrograde. So Saturn had more energy. We had more responsibility. We're going to stay down there and try to build something. We're going to come back and be more responsible because we didn't know what we're doing. We kind of jumped into that. Mommy kind of jumped into that. I apologize.
It's okay.
The fourth and final square is now happening in October 2022. They both are in retrograde. They're at 18 degrees in the air signs and the earth signs, okay? Or fixed signs. So we have Uranus in Taurus, which is a fixed sign, and an earth sign. We have Saturn in Aquarius, which is an air sign, and a fixed sign as well. So any planets and placements that you have on your birth chart in any of the air signs, which is Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. It is now Libra season. We'll talk about that. Or if you have the earth signs, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Saturn is showing you where you need to be responsible in these if you have any of these placements. Uranus is creating some unstable, unexpected, that's the word, unexpected changes we had when Uranus was in retrograde back at the end of December in 2021. And we had the third square before this one. So it gives you life-changing energies. It gives you unexpected energies, which is why we didn't expect to go down south and have to come right back after 2 months of trying.
But it happened anyway.
And we are stronger from it.
Yes.
And we're coming to a closing because we're actually going to find our place and we can feel it. But that's going to come in another section of this video. Saturn retrograde ends on October 23rd, which is the first day of Scorpio season, by the way. Pluto retrograde ends next weekend. Hallelujah. Because Pluto retrograde is crazy too. And Mercury retrograde also ends the same day on October 2nd. We're almost in October, y'all. Next Friday is the last day of September. So the same day as Mercury retrograde, Pluto retrograde ends as well. Saturn becomes stronger when it goes direct. So we can expect in Aquarius new things moving forward, technology moving forward, especially Pluto going in Aquarius in a couple of months too, as soon as we go into 2023. So a lot of Aquarius energy means new and rebellious and just different, uniqueness, innovation. So right as Saturn retrograde ends, we had to switch areas, y'all. Thank you for bearing with us. Just get used to what's getting ready to change. Aquarius, Saturn Aquarius is going to bring change to just about everything. Aquarius and Uranus. Uranus was Aquarius. I always talk about this, the new world, new energy. The collective 2 weeks before the election, basically. It ends on the 2nd. The elections, no, the same week. The same week as the elections. I'm sorry, I mixed up. The month before the elections is when Saturn goes back direct. So it'll probably be a lot of responsibility on the collective. That's what I'm trying to say. To make the right decisions and make new decisions and make new changes. All right, so with Uranus in conjunctions with the North Node, because they're both in Taurus, right? Saturn is helping to reconnect with what we put on the back burner. And then Uranus in Taurus, but Uranus is ruled by Aquarius, which Saturn is in. It's giving the new energy, especially with the North Node, of just your destiny and where we're all the collective souls be going. Remember, Saturn is a collective sign and a personal sign. Your personal responsibility and your responsibilities as a collective. Uranus is the new collective, the new energies, the new responsibilities, and the North Node is our destiny. Okay, and they're all in fixed signs, so it's time for fixed signs to make changes. Saturn has helped us reconnect with what we put in on the back burner, realizing our uniqueness. So maybe we wanted to be writers and we put our books on the back burner, and now we have a better idea. We're older now, we've matured, we've elevated, and it's time to bring the book back out with new ideas, put it out, and bam, new money. I'm talking straight to the camera woman. She has books coming out soon, y'all. She's getting back to it. Once you do away with what you don't value anymore, so maybe you don't value so much time playing other people's games and reading other people's books. Maybe it's time for that. Maybe it's time for any of us to get into it. For example, I feel better when I don't do my vices like smoking and drinking. And I did take a break. Got back into it just today. And it's just like with the Libra energy, you're balancing out, you're monitoring your intake of things, especially with Taurus energy, because Taurus has all these desires. You don't have to have everything at once. We'll get into that in a minute. Saturn shows us how to access what is real. So what is real, what is our responsibility? And Uranus rebels you. Uranus is rebelling, and you need to go your own way. So it's like you need to be unique. You need to be unique. And this square will bring up things from 2021 where you might have been unseen, or you weren't seriously responsible for it, or you didn't take responsibility for it, or something like that. Anything that held you back or you pushed under the rug will now be revealed with this square. Conflict brings resolutions in squares. Reflecting internally, what has or will this energy reveal? So honoring your uniqueness. I feel like if I am switching up and changing the way I used to do things, it'll bring my uniqueness out, and it'll bring just new things that I never knew that I could achieve. Saturn is ending its time in Aquarius in 2023 and moving into Pisces. So what will we need to end when Saturn does this? What will weaken and what will strengthen? Karma and consequences are involved when Saturn is in Pisces. That's another day for another story. Another story for another day. Mercury in retrograde. I think it went into Virgo today or tomorrow, and now I'm tongue-tied because my thoughts are tied. Good thing I had tongue twisted because Mercury's still in retrograde, and it's messing with your communication. So it's in its home sign of Virgo. Virgo's back in Mercury in retrograde because it left Libra going backwards. Anyway, forgive me, and I'm excited because we're outside doing this, because we're outside in the air, and we're talking about going in between earth and air signs. They're next to each other, earth and air signs, like fire and water signs are next to each other too. Did you know that? Cancer's next to Leo, Sag is next to Scorpio, and Pisces is next to Aries. Those are the fire and water signs. Virgo's next to Libra. Aquarius is Capricorn's next to Aquarius, and Taurus is next to Gemini. All right, back to the subject at hand. Pause it for a second, please. I gave Zane a quick break. So Uranus, as I was saying, is in Taurus, so it's strengthening because it's closer to the beginning of the zodiac, and Saturn is in Aquarius going into Pisces next year, and that is towards the end of the zodiac. So Saturn is completing a cycle. Uranus is in a new cycle. Saturn in Taurus, once it starts its new cycle in a few years. Zane just found this. I didn't even know. There's one like farther back. We've been here since the sun was in good position, so I'll put the pictures that we took here earlier, but didn't know there was a selfie thing here too. There's like, it's holding up on the selfie thing. So that's even better. Maybe it'll hold my notes. Let's go. Hey,
I'm
all right.
sponsoring.
Thank you, Zane. All right. Peace out. All right, Zane went back in the car to go play on her iPad. All right. So, after this square has passed, you will start to see new energy and new manifestations, which is awesome because also those planets will be going into direct motion again. Uranus will be taking a little longer. Uranus, I think, ends in January. It's retrograde. So this will be like a different for every person type of feeling, and it can take time. I'm gonna bring this down. Saturn and Uranus give I don't need help energy, especially Saturn. And if I can speak on this personally, long story short, broke up with the one who I thought I was, going to last a little bit longer with. And we might, you never know. We're in the middle of a retrograde. A retrograde that had to deal with relationships, and as soon as it goes into service for others and selves, maybe we can come back when things go back into direct motion with Mercury in Libra again. But she didn't need my help. I guess we were coming to like a stubborn pattern with each other. It was a lot. It's still fresh too, like 36 hours ago, no lie. And I'm like literally down the street with her, talked to her earlier, dropped her stuff off. Love you, girl, but I guess we need a break. So it gives I don't need help energy. That's universal, as I said. Could be something where people, oh, hi, Mr. Spider. I'm sitting there touching your whip. Where people just need each other more, but they really don't want to call out for help. So because we split up, I had to reach out because I'm still in retrograde or still plannings, or the universe is divinely guiding me to get my own place. Maybe when these retrogrades end. Not maybe. So when you feel like you need validation, or when you feel like you're alone, reach out to someone. You never know, especially in these times. We're actually all in this together. I hate that cliche stuff, y'all know, but yeah. Funny thing is, let me just say, we all are in this together, and literally across Route 29 is another waterfall and like hiking area where she took us to, me and my daughter Zane, and she did a video on this side, so we didn't visit this side until the day without her. It's weird energy, but it's still good energy because maybe I'll put the video in the credits so y'all can see the background and how nice this was at her video. Anyway, don't push people away. Stay open and share and open up, and it helps you get rid of the tension from this Saturn, from this conflict, from this change that maybe you are a fixed sign or have fixed placements that are tough to change in, tough areas to change in. So I spoke on my homelessness. My promotion is delayed, but it's coming. Everything is in motion. In April and May of 2023, when Uranus comes back to 18 degrees, because Saturn will be moving back way before then, and going into Pisces kind of before, definitely before April and May 2023. Uranus will come back to 18 degrees because it's in retrograde till January, and show us strongly how to stay committed to our uniqueness and our innovation. You're getting updated and upgraded. You are evolving. All of us are. Uranus has a high vibe energy anyway, so it's like, you know, I feel like Uranus is techno music. It has to do with technology. This is the closing square, completion and endings are happening, so new options are here. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Jupiter retrograde as well, and delays of retrogrades in the next video, but let me put this out, get to work, and I will talk with y'all soon. Peace. This is TMZ, teaching everyone to abundantly empower many. This is Zakia, enlightening every day. And I hope y'all like I didn't even put my nails all this time. I haven't put my nails up, but I have a white shirt on, and my nails match my amethyst and my black because of the tea. Y'all help me, y'all help me, y'all help me. Sheesh, people would know. We'll be back together, babe. And the bracelet she bought me. We'll be back together, babe. All right, y'all. Peace. These are the kind of things we do. How about you?